What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another rugby video on the Rugby channel. Today we're going to be comparing Rugby 20 to other major sports games. So, for example, FIFA, Madden, NBA. We're going to basically have a look how the graphics compare to those massive industry games. Obviously, there's going to be a few fails. There's also going to be a few good points. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video. Welcome back to another video on the Rugby channel. Please make sure you go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, click the notification button, as well as please go ahead and follow us on our social media platforms to be up to date with the channel. Okay, so today we're going to be using this picture here, comparing it to the other games, mainly because it captures the players and we're comparing them to the other animations of players in other major games. So first up we have FIFA 19. So as you can see, FIFA 19 is obviously made by EA Sports, and it's never really going to live up to that potential, just because it's a small gaming company and it's never really going to be able to have the budget to succeed over FIFA 19. So as you can see here, this is Paul Pogba, the footballer, against the Italian player. There's literally no chance that the graphics are going to be any better. So I think FIFA 19 wins this round. Okay, so next up we have NBA 2K19. Now, the graphics of NBA 2K19 obviously isn't a massive comparison compared to FIFA. FIFA obviously looks much better. But to be fair, 2K19 has really good graphics as well. At times, like if you have a look at that close picture of the basketball, it looks real. So therefore, Rugby 20 doesn't really have a chance against this one, and yet again, it's another fail compared to another massive gaming industry. Okay, so next up then we have Madden 19. Now, the graphics on Madden 19 is pretty insane as well, and once again, Rugby 20 can't really live up to that massive potential that EA Sports has, because obviously they have a huge budget. The NFL obviously being one of the greatest sports in America, I think if not the most popular sport in America, so they're not really going to be able to live up to that potential either. So once again, it's going to be a bit of a massive fail for Rugby 20 again. But there is still hope for the game, because there are obviously other games for sports. For example, this one, Cricket 19. Now, look at the graphics on this one. It looks very similar to what we see in actual rugby games, such as Rugby 18. So, I mean, with Rugby 20, the screenshot we have here, comparing it to the Cricket 19 game, I think Rugby 20 has the more sharpness and more detail in the clothing, whereas Cricket 19 seems to be more blended together a bit and softer. So I think this is a win for Rugby 20. Okay, so next up we have WWE 2K19, which is wrestling. And to be honest, from the footage I've seen of this game, I generally think Rugby 20 looks better. I mean, this screenshot here of an intro of one of the wrestlers entering the ring. I mean, look how poor the graphics look like compared to other games that you've just seen. Yes, okay, we all know Rugby 20 hasn't got an absolutely amazing graphic base, but to be honest, compared to this, I think Rugby 20 gets the win as well, preferably because it seems more sharper, and it's quite surprising as well, considering wrestling is a massive sport and potentially even bigger than rugby at times, going by viewing and stuff like that. I mean, a wrestling match, no matter what kind it is more likely to bring in more views than a smaller rugby match. So yeah, it's quite surprising that WWE has quite a bad graphic base for its games. I'm pretty sure they used to be a lot better than that, but there we are. It's a win for Rugby 20. Okay, so next up we have UFC 3, and to be honest, this again is made by EA Sports. So we kind of all know the outcome. You can't really compete with EA Sports when it comes to sports games, preferably because they are professional in it. And well, I mean, like, every game developer is professional, but obviously EA Sports is the massive powerhouse when it comes to sports games. So therefore, it's another fail for Rugby 20, I'm afraid. Okay, so up next, then we have a golf game. Now, this is a game called the Golf Club 2019, featuring the PGA Tour. Now, this, guys, is absolutely shocking. Like, for a PlayStation 4 game, just look at the graphics, how terrible they look. This generally looks... I've seen PlayStation 2 games look better than this, and I'm not saying Rugby 20 is absolutely insane with graphics. It's not. I mean, it's never going to live up to FIFA or Madden or anything like that. But compared to something like this, golf is a big sport all around the world, as we all know. And at times, some of us have probably had a chance of playing it. So, again, this is just a poor attempt of a game for golf. And this is what I mean when I say my points. Like, Rugby 20 isn't that bad with graphics compared to other games. I mean, just look at this as a massive example. This is like 5 steps behind Rugby 20. So, yeah, I mean, it's a big example, and it's another win for Rugby 20. Okay, so up next we have Tennis World Tour. Now, okay, it's not... Well, obviously tennis is like a massive sport in the world, as we all know. It's competed in the Olympics. It's a worldwide sport, and it is pretty fun to play, let's be honest. It's quite boring to watch, in my opinion. But anyway, yeah, so this is the latest tennis game, and comparing it to Rugby 20, it's very similar in graphics. Obviously, I think there's more detail in the tennis players' faces. That's preferably because you're playing as just one player. You're not going to be playing as hundreds and hundreds of different players, like Rugby 20. But yeah, it's very similar in graphics-wise, but if I was to judge the two, I would say Rugby 20 is a nicer looking game, just because if you're focusing on on tennis players' faces, you'd think you'd kind of master it. Because let's say you got about 20 tennis players to pick from, you'd think you'd put a lot of effort in. Well, you put more effort into that than you would in, say, a football game or American football or something like that, because you've only got 20 players to deal with. You haven't got the like hundreds and hundreds of players that you would have in a team game. So yeah, I mean, I'm giving it the benefit of a doubt, and I'm gonna give Rugby 20 this one, just because I feel like with the amount of players that they have to do, I feel they've done a better job than just having a couple of players in a tennis game. Okay, so up next we have another EA Sports game, and that is NHL 19. Again, it's not really going to be able to compete with it, but NHL, as we all know, is the lower down version of EA Sports. I think it's the least selling game out of all the EA Sports games they make, so that's Madden, and also FIFA. Is there any more? UFC and stuff like that. So yeah, NHL is the lowest making one, so it's not going to be amazing compared to FIFA. But it is still pretty good graphics, and I'm afraid it's another fail for Rugby 20. Okay, I think we've covered almost every single one, but last but not least, we have this game. So, this is the main baseball game from what I could find anyway, and it's called RBI 19 Baseball. Okay, and one positive thing I find of this game is the fact that it's got really good like lighting conditions. As you can see, there's shadows underneath his leg and stuff like that, and I'm quite a fan of that. But when it comes to the faces, they are very poor. I mean, they seem way too soft. At times it seems quite pixely as well, looking at the skin toning. But the scenery, I think they've mastered with like the clouds and stuff like that in this baseball game. But with baseball being such a big game in America, I would have thought there would have been a better developer behind this. But clearly not. So I'm going to say this is another win for Rugby 20, just because, again, I don't know, it's close, but I just feel Rugby 20 offers more when it comes to game rather than baseball, just because the baseball one, yes, okay, graphics are very similar, but I do feel like certain areas the baseball game doesn't have. For example, certain animations and stuff like that, really, compared to the Rugby 20, which is obviously, it's completely different sports. I can't really compare two different sports to each other, but with gameplay wise, I'm just going to say Rugby 20 wins it. Just watch the baseball game yourself and you'll realise what I mean. Okay guys, without further ado, that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you did enjoy. Please make sure you go ahead and smash that like button to show your support, and comment, let me know what you thought compared to the other games. Did you feel Rugby 20 didn't beat any of these ones? Do you feel Rugby 20 should have beaten some others? Let me know. And yeah, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. We upload rugby videos every single week, guaranteed, covering everything to do with rugby, rugby gaming, actual rugby games, rugby history, literally you name it, we cover it. So if you're a rugby fan or a sports fan, please go ahead and subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching guys. Like, comment, subscribe, smash the like button. I know I have already said it, but to show your support for the effort that went into this. Obviously, I had to find and do research on loads of different other sports games. So please make sure you go like the video to show your support for that. And yeah, I've been Andrew. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in another upload. Peace out, guys.